Hello, friends. Today, I am so excited to take you behind the scenes for something that is very close to my heart. It's my Grandma and Me Storytime Bundles. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Tammy Kersey, a children's picture book author of the Rascally Pup Learns and Grows book series. And as many of you already know, I'm a long distance Grammy myself. So everything that I create, everything that I share, it all comes from my own personal experiences and or ideas that I'm researching and trying myself in my own journey to create that special bond between myself and my grandson, despite all of the miles between us. So behind everything that I do are those same emotions that you're probably experiencing yourself if you're a long distance grandparent. All the joy, all the heartache, all the I miss yous, and all of those moments of connection that we have to be so intentional about when we live far away. And my children's books and my storytime bundles, well, those resulted from a very unexpected chapter in my life. So, a few years ago, after 32 years of an amazing career with a nonprofit organization that I loved, I suddenly found myself unemployed. I mean, there were signs, but still, it was a shock. It was scary, but it also, strangely enough, brought me back to myself. So, in that quiet time of unemployment, I was reflective, but I was moving at top speed. I experimented with lots of different ideas. I was determined to put myself back on a path to doing work that I enjoyed. So, my career had sort of morphed over from product marketing to human resources based on the needs of the organization. And through this time of experimenting, I remembered something that I really hadn't thought of for decades: how much I loved writing, but how much I loved stories. And more than that, how much I loved being told stories by my grandmother. She was an incredible storyteller. She was expressive, animated, playful, and she always made me feel like I belonged inside that story with her. I have to tell you, if you can create that feeling for your grandkids, it is powerful and it stays with them. So I started writing with the intent to give my stories built-in elements to help give kids the kind of storytime experiences I had when I was growing up. And also coming off of a career where I felt I had let it be redirected by my employer rather than by me, I wanted a way to empower kids and help build their confidence from an early age. And that's how What the Dickens, the tale of a rascally pup, was born. It's a fun, silly, curiosity-sparking story featuring a brand new puppy and a prim and proper grandma who's coming to visit. So it is intentionally loaded with opportunities for kids to participate, to engage, and feel confident exploring new words. So fast forward a bit, I became a long distance grandparent to my first grandson. Now, all of you who are in that long distance virtual Grammy mode know just how hard that is. And yes, you're dealing with your own emotions, but the biggest hurdle and what you worry about the most is, how do I create that kind of close connection that I want so badly to have with my grandkids? So I knew from my own experience with my grandmother that story time was one very special way to make that kind of connection. But just reading a story across a computer screen isn't quite the same as snuggling together with a great book. And I knew that grandparents like me needed something more, something bigger. So, with my books as the starting point, I set out to create something that was not just a story, but an experience. One that makes virtual story time feel interactive, memorable, and bonding. And that's where the Grandma and Me Storytime Bundle came from. So, what's inside my Storytime bundles? So obviously you have to start with the stories, and it does come with two hardcover books one for you and one for your grandchild if you prefer reading from a book. These are signed, each one is signed, and I'm happy to inscribe them to your grandchild. Just let me know what their name is and if there's a quick little special message. I do also sign them from Dickens. I did get a stamp because the other option was not going to happen. So that's always fun for the kids to have too. So if you, obviously having two books, you have the same book in your hands as your grandchild does, and I think that makes a world of difference. But if you do prefer to have a hands-free experience, the bundle comes with an ebook version, so it's easy for screen sharing. And then that way, if you have a second grandchild, oops, here comes a Rascally Pup, then you can send the second book to them and then just use the ebook version for yourself. It comes with a Storytime activity kit, which is really where all the magic starts to happen. So this is packed with 12 different simple, meaningful activities that really bring the story to life. They are designed to pair perfectly with the story and to get little ones engaged. And inside, in addition to the activities, I've included a list. If you want to do like a fun story time surprise box, obviously you're going to send the book to your grandchild, but there's a list of possibilities that you could also place in the box that make sense with the story. So just trying to make it easy for you. Obviously you can improvise, but just trying to make it simple so you can really focus just on interacting with your grandkids. So kids love bookmarks and stickers, so of course it comes with bookmarks and stickers that are based on the illustrations from the book. There are 2 bookmarks and 3 stickers. You can obviously put those in your Storytime surprise box. And one of my favorite things, this is a bonus that I'm adding in, is a What the Dickens Does That Mean cheat sheet. So I don't believe in dumbing down the language for kids. I just don't. So I have included this, it's a vocabulary cheat sheet. So you'll find there are words in my books that grandkids may not have run across before. And so this is actually set up, it's for both What the Dickens and Golly Lolly. But it is, all of the words are in order of the story, so the kids can easily follow along. Excuse me. I caught some baby germs while I was visiting at Thanksgiving, but they can easily follow along with the cheat sheet and learn new words, which is really fun. So I do have a funny story about that. When I was finalizing the front cover for What the Dickens, I had shared the cover with it was a Facebook author group, just to get some comments from someone. And so I shared it, and one of the comments that I received back was that rascally was too difficult of a word for children, and I should really think about changing the title. I thought, wow, could that really be someone's opinion? Fortunately, it wasn't a children's author. I was happy about that, but I just said, okay, thank you, and proceeded on as planned. So anyway, my goal and my hope is that this isn't just a bundle. It's not just a product. It's not just something to buy. It's something that will create shared moments, create memories, and a spark of belonging. Hopefully a tradition that can start this holiday season and keep going long after the holidays are over. So if you want to take a closer look at every piece that's included inside the bundle, I've linked it below. And to all of you long distance grandparents, here is a quick, happy, and hopeful story. So just like you, I worry that my grandson doesn't know me as well as his other grandmother, that he doesn't have as strong of a bond with me yet. And he's still so young, but we were just visiting for Thanksgiving, and I can see that our virtual times together are working. So a couple of things. When we arrived, we went with my daughter to pick him up from daycare. He could see us through the window as they were getting him ready to leave. And he was so excited and came running out, and big hugs all around. So that started off the weekend. And then on our way back, and grandparents, if you haven't tried this yet, try the audio messages. Send audio messages on your phone. 10-second messages. It's amazing what a difference those make. And so my daughter said, "Oh my goodness, I had to play." We sent him one as we were on our way up to visit, and she said, "Oh my goodness, I had to play that like 10 times on the way to school today," because he wanted to listen over and over. And then last piece. When it was time for bed, he asked for me to read him a story. And that was the first time that had happened. And I know my grandmother was smiling down from heaven, because the story he asked for was The Three Billy Goats Gruff, my favorite story that my grandmother read to me when I was little. So just remember that every little connection point that you make with those little ones, no matter how close or how far you are away you may be, it matters. And it makes such a difference in their lives and in yours. So I hope you'll check out my bundles, and I hope this brings you and your grandkids even closer, no matter how many miles are between you. Here's wishing you and your family a very happy holiday season. If this has been helpful, I hope you'll share it with friends and family who could also benefit. And I hope you'll like and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Tammy Kersey Stories. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care.